everybody, and welcome to another episode from the Realm of Vasten. My name's Fixit, and I am joined by Brienne the Girl. Hey.
Hello.
Brienne is one of my patrons and just absolutely one of the channel's biggest supporters out there. And so one of the old rewards that we used to have is for the gold tier that you come on and do basically a building session with me, and then I leave it up to you if you want to record it or just do it or just have me do it or whatever. And we decided to do this together and thought it would be really fun to sort of build you were thinking a tower, right?
Yes. Like an old outpost.
Yeah, so we had talked just a little bit about lore. Do you want to catch everybody up on what you were thinking?
So basically, to follow the lore, how you mentioned that they used to be very welcoming to travelers and everything, so they definitely would have had someone looking out for, travelers to help them out and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But now they're like, nope, you get to go away. So the old welcoming tower is now going to be a watchtower to basically tell them, go away or else.
Oh, I like that. I really, really like that. I think that's a super cool idea. And yeah, that should be really a fun sort of addition to the roadway. You know, one thing that we always talk about in this world is adding as much to the roads as possible, just to really make it feel like a real world and not just like, just like there have to be roads between. There has to be interesting stuff on the roads as well, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
That's usually the thing I focus on for building.
I think that we need to spend more time on that. We spend so much time kind of thinking about the really, really, really big things, and I think sometimes that the really small things kind of go by the wayside. So I'm just grabbing some stuff here, kind of some random things, like saplings, a bunch of them, and a bunch of different stairs and all that kind of stuff. Because once we get out there, we're going to go down the road a good bit to do this. And I thought on the way out we should stop by and see your house, which is one of your silver tier patron reward, and show that. Because if you missed the episode, take a look at that. Also,
yes, the awesome purple house.
Yes, yeah, and let me see here. I wonder if there's armor for you. Here, do you want, I'll just give you my backup art. I'll dig that up between clips. So let's cut here and we'll meet over at your house.
Okay.
So we're here. We found the perfect location. What do you think?
I like it. It can be the famous cow tower.
The famous cow tower. Yes. It'll be on the wiki forever, known as that. So, if you go just a little bit this way, we're like 3 or 4 rockets away from Solea going that direction. But just on the other side of these trees is the little hamlet, which I forget its name, but the one that Mantis and I did. And Mantis did almost completely on her own, but I had the idea. I did my patented, hey, I have a great idea. Let's do it together. And I start it, and then I just sort of disappear. And then Mantis spends weeks and weeks and weeks on it. And I feel like a big jerk. Anyway, yeah, what do you think of that? So we could do it right here. Maybe a gate?
Yes. A gate would be awesome. Because they're trying to keep people out, so...
Yeah, I think it would fit in the lore, and I think it'd be kind of cool to, as you're walking through here, like walk under the gate, and then just slowly as you go, Solea will render in the distance. I think that could be really cool, and maybe storyline-wise, a good sort of starter place.
Yeah, I mean, it can really function in the lore pretty well too, of how they come across the gate that, at first seems abandoned, and very weathered with age, and all of a sudden it's just like boom, guards.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, because this would be pretty old. I mean, Solea was founded about 1,000 years ago, so it could be about 1,000 years old, which is that's aged. So why don't we set up like the sort of perimeter of the first tower? I'm thinking one tower like bigger, and then one tower kind of smaller. Which side do you think the bigger and the smaller should be on?
I mean, you've got this nice area here you could turn into a cliff if need be. Or... Well, if you want it completely flat, I mean, this would probably give you more space for the larger tower.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. And plus, well, when you're walking, perspective-wise, the smaller one should probably be in, like, the front. So thinking about that, if you walk over this way, I guess it could work either way, really. The front one could be, like here on the left, could be the big one. It doesn't really matter because they're kind of staggered. So I was thinking like something along these lines. How big is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Like 4, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1. Something along these lines? What do you think of this? Were you thinking bigger or smaller or...
I think that's a good size. Because you've got enough space to work with for Fix's non-existent interiors.
Exactly. Yes, we have to recruit someone to just spend their entire lives doing interiors for all my builds.
Well, I did say I'd volunteer.
Be careful what you volunteer for here. If anyone thinks of an idea, I'm like, hey, you just volunteered for a project. And that's why Klautos isn't allowed to come out from underground.
He's banished to the underground kingdoms.
Exactly. Hey, do you have that bed?
Yes. Oh, that is right. I keep forgetting I'm not the only one here. Oh, that was smart, Kristen.
No big deal.
Sorry, I talk to myself a lot.
That's okay. I actually meant to texture this path, and we're never gonna do it. I'd love to texture this path one day, though. So let's see. How high up would we want to do this?
Well, here, you've got wings, so you tower, and I'll let you know how it looks like from the road.
Maybe, I don't want to go... I wouldn't probably go much higher than this without bringing it in or out. Adding some sort of depth. Then it doesn't... To me, I don't... As far as, this would be probably a nice height to start the gate, going sort of over that direction. But then we can go higher than that.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Yeah, I think that would work, because then you can have the... what is it they're called? Porticus?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Something along these lines, maybe? Let's see if I can fall straight. Okay, 1. How would we make a smaller tower?
Well, if you're going with even numbers...
That's only going to be 1 block. That's only going to be 1 block smaller. Maybe, just 2. 2, 2, 2, 1. This is so similar in size. It's got to be smaller. Right?
Yeah, that would work. Well, the other thing is it can also look smaller in height.
That's also true.
Than just width.
What about... Okay, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely smaller for interior size.
Yeah, it looks... I think it kind of works.
Yeah,
okay.
The comparison. Yeah, this is definitely smaller.
Yeah, I think that'll be good. So why don't we cut here and build up at least the first level of tower, and then we'll come back with some traction. All right, so we've done some work, and I just remembered just now that I said we were gonna go over and take a look at your patron house, and I totally forgot. So maybe we'll do that at the end of the episode.
All right.
We just got all excited about building these towers. And here's what we've come up with so far. So what we decided to do is basically each of us do a tower and then connect it so it looks like they've been built in maybe 2 different phases. But I think it's really coming out very, very cool. This one, maybe mine looks like it's seen better days. So there's a little bit more beat upness to this. So maybe this was the first and then yours was the second. Something like that I think could work for the lore.
Yeah, I mean, one thing could be just that if they decided to use this strictly for guarding, that they're like, okay, well, that one can be for storage now, so it doesn't need to be kept up as much.
That's true too. I didn't even think about that. What are your thoughts on purple? I mean, I know you love purple. What I meant was, to be a little bit more exact, what I meant was, what are your thoughts on adding purple to this build?
Well, I mean, it can be used as a highlight color, where I've kind of got this. I found a hole. It can be used on this bigger tower where I've kind of got some stairs coming out behind there as the highlight, and then it can be used for roofing. And I try to remember that not everybody loves purple as much as I do, so I try not to overdo it.
Nonsense. We all love purple. Oh, darn it. I think it could be cool. I almost think it would be cooler on just one, though. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, that would work.
I think, or maybe use in different places, maybe one roof, but one sort of tower, because I think I'm going to go a smaller tower up on top of this, maybe like a little walkway on this one, and then like a smaller pointy sort of tower, because I think the gate's at a good height. The gate we kind of worked out. Because it's diagonal, we have to go like, doot, 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 doot. You can't go everyone or else they won't connect, so I think this kind of works. Yeah, I think it kind of works. And we're eventually trying to get some like droppers on the bottom so it looks like they will actually go in. And then, Brienne, you had a great idea of going on the outside with some like ice spikes or something in order to like funnel people into this gate so they don't just like go around it. Which would be...
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have been an issue when they were welcoming people because you want to go to the tower in order to like say, hey, here I am. I have cabbages for sale or something.
Right, exactly.
But now they're definitely using it for defense, not just for welcoming. So they're like, hey, why, instead of wasting time building stone walls, let's just, stick a bunch of ice spikes here, and now they have to go through the tower.
Exactly. Yeah, because I thought about maybe walls just, even if it's just out to the water and over kind of this way, but like, there's almost, the problem is once you start a wall, like where do you end it, and... going out this direction on your side of the tower, it could just go stretch on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's a real good way. Maybe we could build one that goes out to the water at least. Just a small little like barrier wall. I think that could be that could add something kind of cool.
Yeah, there's a river here, and if you're thinking lore wise, I mean, you can't take your heavy ass. Excuse me, your heavy wagon, heavy butt wagon across the ice. So exactly. It makes sense that they would only go to the water. I mean, at best you could terraform like the river a little bit so that there's more than just this one block wide spot, but they wouldn't have to go too far because mainly it's just to impede travel.
Right, exactly. Well, why don't we get working on that? Maybe we'll lay out some walls and then come back and see the progress that we've made, the wonderful progress we've made. Okay, so Brienne, what do we have?
We have a lob of rock on my part. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing with it. I'm kind of doing this on the fly.
For one thing, I really like this just hanging down. I think that's a really cool look. Gives it a little like droopy look, like maybe it even has fallen over time a little bit. I think that's really cool. I didn't realize how many people are on. That's cool. And I think it's cool. I think the one thing maybe that we should work into your tower somewhere is maybe a little bit of the purple terracotta. Only because I thought it would be cool on only one tower, and now that I'm seeing it, it's weird. It's weird only on one, isn't it?
Well, I'm all for adding purple everywhere, so I might not be the most trustworthy source to ask. But, yeah, I think you're right. Mine kind of just looks very gray.
Yeah, I think let's try to figure out a place. I was almost thinking up in sort of the flatter stone parts, maybe have like some insets where there's some purple. Can you get up there from here?
Technically, there's a hole over here that you could probably ender pearl through.
Aha, yes, okay.
Ow.
Okay.
It tends to hurt.
It does hurt just a little bit. Okay. Let me find some torches so YouTube can see. YouTube makes everything so freaking dark. Okay, so if we go, what if we did something along these? If you hate it, we'll replace it. But something almost like this.
There we go.
So it's actually inset by one.
Let's see how that looks from the outside.
Yeah, let's go take a look. I think if we replace it, maybe some stairs up there, I think then that is going to I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, hold on.
Let's see. Oh, scaffolding, where are you? Come on, 114. All right, so what would you think about this? Here, maybe step away just a hair and see what you think of this.
We'd probably have to add some more blocks on the inside so there's not like gaps.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah.
I do like that, and it looks a little bit more decorative, so it kind of heralds back to their days of being welcoming.
Yeah, right? I think that was really dumb of me. I think that kind of works. Can I get it? Ah.
One more.
Okay. It's like,
Yeah, I do like that.
No matter what you're doing, a spruce tree always is one block out of your touch when you're doing it. That would be kind of cool, and it'd be different than what I have. Like what I've done over there is very rectangular looking, and this one being a circle, I think would be a really positive thing. And yeah, you're right. Like we need to fill in some more up there, but yeah, that could be kind of cool.
Hold on, can I steal some terracotta off you?
Uh-huh.
And then you hang here.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I'll
Only
eat so I
need a little
don't
bit.
die. Holy cow, I didn't realize I was almost dead. Cloudtoast is probably returning the favor and yelling, "Eat Fix, you fool!" I'm always yelling at Cloudtoast. Cloudtoast on all his streams, he has like one heart, and he's sitting there just like Ronan was like, "Yeah, so do, just dig in the crypt over here," and I'm yelling at the screen during it. I'm like, "Cloudtoast, eat!" And now every time he eats, he's like, "Okay, Fix, I'm eating. I hope you're happy now."
Ugh, that hurts.
Like, yes,
okay.
Yes, I am, Cloudtoast. Yes, I am happy. Just so whenever you're watching this, yes, it does make me happy. Thank you. I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. I'm literally happy with it when anyone eats. It's just like miraculous when someone actually eats.
Yeah, I tend to forget till I run out of sprint. Okay, and then I had this other... Oh, not on this side, though. I had this other idea of right here. Haha. This can be a bit tricky to manage. And then like this, that, and that, and there's a thing here. Oh shoot. That. And then
Oh, that's cool.
as just another way to... Oh, I am down to 1.5 hearts with that fall.
That's exactly what happened to me over here in the fall. The only thing is the andesite overlay kind of messes that up just a little bit.
Oh shoot, yeah.
But
that adds like just a little hint of purple.
Yeah. I think if it weren't for the andesite overlay there, I would really like it.
Well,
maybe we change that one to stone. The other thing is maybe we could feather in smooth stone to some of the stone brick here too, to give it a little bit of smoother variation too. It's a lot of stone brick.
Oh yeah, I tend to forget about that.
Yeah, I do.
Sorry.
Yeah, I do. I know I build out of stone brick largely and primarily first, and then sometimes just always forget to come back. So, oops. Wow.
Oh, I wonder. I do have some cracked stone brick. Haha, that does not have an overlay.
Oh, okay. That would be... Gee, holy terrain generation. I can't build this thing because all the sand's falling down. Okay. I'm thinking about where to put this wall that we had talked about. And we claimed in the last take that we'd come back and show a wall, and I didn't do it. Like,
no, there can't be a wall.
Wait, can't be a wall? Are you saying no to a wall?
Oh no. No, I'm joking.
I'm almost thinking that we should do a wall that like starts at one height and just kind of goes like smaller, like a very ramshackle sort of wall. Like it like clearly sort of worn down and maybe not repaired that much. I something along those lines right out to the water. Like maybe almost just like a cobblestone pile or something, you know, like not even really like a formed wall. I think that could be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would work.
We could even use something that I did. Where the heck did I do it? I did it somewhere. I did it outside of Helheim, where just some logs for like reinforcements. I think that just to reinforce sort of the general feel. So just kind of randomly some logs.
Oak.
Yeah, I just happen to have a lot of oak here, so that would probably be easier.
I actually had some in my inventory. I had a stack.
Okay, cool, perfect. And just very like random height, everything, just sort of. I don't know. I think it could be cool. And plus, then we could add some torches on top of that. I think just give it a little bit of light too if you're coming by at night.
Ah, shoot, that's not what I'm doing.
Something along these lines, and I want to try to make it sort of shrink as we go, but yeah, I think this would be cool. All right, so yeah, we'll work on the wall. Hey, look where we are. We're inserting this clip. I said I was going to do it before and I forgot. So we're at your house. I did an episode on this, but it's been a while, and I thought that you should see it in person and check it out, because this is your silver tier patron house, as noted on this sign right here, House of Lilacs and Allium.
With peonies instead of allium.
I messed up the flowers, didn't I?
Yeah, but that's okay. They're purple, so it counts.
Yeah.
We're fresh out of allium at the moment.
I don't think we even are. I think I'm just an idiot. I even wrote that on the sign and then still went and got the wrong thing. So, yeah, sorry about that. I just remember now for the first time. But it's first greenhouse I ever built, and it's diagonal. I think it turned out really well.
I think so too. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I love the way it's set up. There's technically an interior, so that's one in your counter.
Yeah, it's true. And like this whole house is so oddly shaped. Like there's almost no flats. It's not even diagonal. It's like harder than diagonal because it's like random, but it was a really fun build to do.
Oh, I love it. I really do.
There's something here. Mar was doing something here, and I don't know what she was doing up here on the second floor. There's like lava and something with pistons that.
What?
Yeah, it's like pumpkins or something. See, there's all those pumpkins.
Oh wow, that's a lot of pumpkins.
But I don't know, like.
Was it an overflow deleter?
I think somehow you're supposed to stand here with shears, maybe, and shear them automatically or something. But man, I don't know how anything works. And there's this like water, and it does somewhere. It does some. I don't know. I didn't do this.
Well, that's an elevator because of the new mechanics. So
yeah, but I don't even know where it comes from because it's even here. Like it's still. I don't know where it goes to. I don't think there's anything down there. I have no idea. I need to ask Mar. what the heck she was doing. I wanted to come by this mining guild and get your opinion since we're here.
Okay.
Because I am not having an easy go. Sometimes when you're doing a really big guild, or a big building rather, you just keep adding blocks, and then eventually you come to something that's good. This mining guild has not been like that for me. It has been so painful every step of the way. To be honest, if it were easy, I would probably just tear almost the whole thing down and just kind of start from scratch. But that would be so much work, so I'm not going to do it. But I kind of hate it, and I don't know where to go from here. And I wondered if maybe Fresh Eyes could have an opinion. I sometimes, full disclosure, sometimes I'll come into, if I'm trying out ideas, because we don't have, in builds this big, it's hard to go into creative test world and work it out because it looks different. So I did this part right here that you're looking at, these little arches in a creative test world, but the rest of this building isn't there. So when I put it here, it looked it's so terrible. I just hated it. So sometimes I'll try out ideas here in creative, and then just again like honor system. Then I'll tear it down and then I'll build it legit if I like it, because it doesn't make sense if I'm just working on just this slope. It doesn't make sense unless you can see everything else, So I was on late last night and early this morning, and I bet I did legitimately 9 different variations of this, and I hate all of them. Every single one of them I hate. So this is the most recent one I did. This one I did legit because it's the best one of them. But I had done something similar in creative, and then I ripped it all down. I built it all by hand again, like you have to, But I don't know. Do you have any ideas? Like, what can I do to salvage this? Because I don't think it's good.
Okay, so what's the idea for this? Like, basically as a support for your tower?
Yeah, I was thinking it would maybe be like a hypothetical kind of pretend elevator. Like you would be able to take things up for some reason. I don't know what the reason would be. I'm thinking very factory like for the mining guild here. So I thought I've seen in coal country here in Pennsylvania, we have a lot of these things. Like if you're just driving on the road, you'll see like it's like a big freaking elevator for coal. Like I don't know. Maybe it's not even for coal. I think it's for coal. Have you seen those?
Kind of in passing, not as much as you. Up here, we mostly have like your natural gas wells.
Right, that's true.
Is the industry now, but I do kind of know what you mean.
I mean, they're usually this steep,
massive,
but they're huge. Usually they're less steep. I don't think coal. But so my idea was kind of like it'd be like kind of an elevator that would take materials up, or something to be processed maybe over there. I don't really have a real plan. I just want to make it look factory-like, you know? But I don't know if it's the palette that's so gray I'm like throwing up or what. I've tried to add in some black. I just feel like the whole thing just doesn't work at all.
I think I'll admit that the chains are a bit odd with having the cobble and then nether brick.
Yeah.
So I think if you're going to go for black, you would just kind of make them all black.
Well, the only reason why I do that whenever I do the chains, I use two different materials is it's mostly for like video and screenshot purposes. I find whenever I've done it all the same material, you don't get depth on static shots, so it just looks like blah.
True, I didn't think of that. You know what that means? 1.14 andesite.
That would be ideal. Yeah, if I could get two very slightly different ones, then that would be ideal. But since these are the only options we have that have stairs, you know, I had to go. I mean, I would probably use like even smooth stone and something else would be really nice or whatever. But you know, our options are I'm gonna go down here and sleep. Our options are limited. But I don't know. You know, I've been messing with the palette. I thought maybe more netherrack would be the answer because maybe there's not enough.
Yeah, I mean, especially over on this side with this new thing, you could use some more black. My idea actually would be to almost kind of do like the flying buttress style and have like a tower, and you could have like the hypothetical elevator in there as a sort of lift design rather than strictly the like treadmill sort of thing.
Wait, what's a flying buttress style? What's that mean?
Okay, so you know like your old Gothic churches that they're so tall that they have to have these like spikes on the side with little bridges going to the church to hold the walls up to keep them from falling down?
Yeah, okay, I got you. Okay, yeah.
Now, just take that and make it its own like building sort of thing. So you would have like the elevator inside, right? So like a lift. With like chains, only on a smaller scale, I would hope. And then instead of going from the ground with the arch, you would have like a smaller arch up at the top that would just connect up there.
That is really interesting.
With like a chute to go to. Or even if you want to keep it to like this sort of automated idea, you would have the lift goes up and dumps into like the chute and have it go back down to fill in wherever. So you kind of have the gravity trick, you know, if things moved in Minecraft.
Yeah, right. It's all pretend, right? Yeah. We're in a pretend world making pretend mechanics for pretend people.
Yep.
All right. Hold on one second. Let me come back. Okay, hey, we're in creative because I was going to explain something that I don't like about this. I really love the whole build. Let me back up so you can see the build. And I just thought it'd be easier, and I wanted to show it on video just because this is kind of one of the things I think about. I really am enjoying these towers. I really like that there's two different, really different things, like they were built in different times, and I think that's super fun. The wall, we'll finish probably the wall at a later time. It's just throwing cobble down. That'll only take a few seconds, but the one thing I don't like about this, the only thing I don't like about it actually, is that from this stair to this brick are two different textures, but they're on the same plane. And I think that unless there's something that comes out, that can look weird, unless it's heavily texture varied. So let me show you. These are just my thoughts, and these are not good or bad thoughts. They are just the way I sort of see the world, right? So let me grab a stair. So now if you did this and this, for example, then all of a sudden, and maybe this, then all of a sudden that looks fine because it's randomly textured, right? But but without those, let me grab it again so we can see. Without those, then, now it's like a really straight line. It almost reminds me of like bangs. Really straight bangs, right? And I think in the way we see things in today's sort of Minecraft thing is a little bit more varied. So one of the techniques that I sometimes use as a builder, and again, I want to reiterate, not better or worse, just the way I see things, is maybe something almost along these lines.
That would work.
And then all of a sudden what you're doing is you're adding just a little bit of depth there. And then all of a sudden, if you do that just like 1 or 2 times, then all of a sudden it looks like this is a layer and not just a cap on top of it.
I wonder, would it make sense if something like that happened?
Yes.
So it kind of looks like the block has like started to break down and shift over.
Either way, either random would work. Even do like, like something like that. I think something like that works. Either random or thought out. But I think having it not be a straight line going across and having little dip downs can make an absolutely huge difference. That's the double slab texture.
I have never seen that before.
Yeah.
So that just threw me for a loop.
Yeah, all the double slabs have their own little texture. But anyway, I just wanted to just pop into Crave just to explain sort of the technique. So, but unfortunately, my time is about out. I'm gonna have to go because my baby's waking up and he ramps up. He's like sleeping, and then he gets to 1 where he starts moving, and then 2 where he like maybe sits up, and then in like 1 second he's at 10 where he's like screaming his head off, and then the other one wakes up, and then everyone's screaming, then I'm screaming, and then I just go in the bathroom and cry. It's a whole thing. It's not pretty.
Aww.
Anyway,
we'll just think summer is almost here.
Yes, we're almost
supposedly
there. Brianne, thank you so much for joining me. And again, thank you so much for your patrons and all your support. It really means everything to me. Again, this being a gold tier sort of reward, we decided, why not record it? We're going to build something cool. Let's do it. So I got to go, but you can stay on and work out these things as much as you'd like to. I see a custom tree in the making. I like it.
Yes.
So
it's
anyway,
going to be a tiny little one.
I can't wait to see it. So send me pictures on Discord, and I'm gonna hop off, and I will see you next time. Everyone else, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next episode from the Realm of Vasten.
Bye, everyone.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the episode. First actual episode I've ever done with Patron for this gold tier reward. So thank you so much to specifically Brianne the Girl and everyone else over here on the YouTube member and also patrons. You make all of this possible. You're a big part of it, and me and my family, thank you very much.